Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, I'm just doing a good old get ready with me, but I'm also gonna be reacting to your hot takes. I asked for your beauty community and makeup related hot takes over on my Instagram story, so thank you so much to everyone who sent any in. I had fun going through these and kind of laughing and chit-chatting and agreeing and disagreeing, and it was fun. I liked hearing your thoughts and your opinions. Obviously, this is not a thing to get offended over. I feel like this is just a way to kind of have discussions on different things. Obviously, I'm not the end-all be-all of decision making. Whether I disagreed or agreed with something that was said in this video, that's fine if you have a different opinion. That's what makes conversations interesting, and I would love to hear your thoughts on the things that we're gonna discuss. I love the look I created. I'm super excited to share this with you as well, but before we get into it, let me give you my accessory details. I don't know where this choker's from. It's very old, and this is just an old wig off of Amazon. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in, do some makeup, and chat about your beauty community hot takes. Hello, my friends. We're gonna get into it. I, of course, have already primed before I did my brows because I always do that so that the primer has time to sink into the skin. And as always, if I don't mention something as we're chit-chatting, it'll all be down in the description box. As usual, the first few products I'm gonna use are things that I've used the last few get ready with me, so nothing new here. So we're just gonna breeze right through, hop on in, and chat about your hot takes. I will hit up as many as I can. A lot of you sent in your juicy hot takes, and I will try to hit them all up. I don't think I'll be able to, but I will try my best. If I happen to miss yours, I'm so sorry, but thank you for submitting them. It's gonna be fun reading through all of these. The digital beauty world is taking us to an unnecessary journey to make ourselves look filtered. I definitely agree with what you're saying there. There's definitely a point where I feel like people are forgetting that things aren't going to look the way they look online in person, and we forget that skin looks like skin. And I'm not saying we as in everybody, I'm just saying we as in general people, and that's just wild to me. Like, having pores is not a bad thing. It's literally a part of life. Having texture is not a bad thing. I mean, even in the hair world, I'll have people sometimes send me inspo pictures for things we might do at our appointment together, and I'm like, this is heavily filtered. Like, just so you're aware, I will get you as close to this vibe as possible, but things are like only gonna look so filtered in real life. You know what I mean? That just goes across the board. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying, and hopefully we can make a change with that at some point, because it's a little out of hand in some regard. You know, maybe this comment from the same person was supposed to go first because these kind of go hand in hand, but it's loving makeup and its ability to enhance, but drawing the line to HD or texture erasing products. Yeah. Like I was saying, pores are normal. Texture is normal. It shouldn't be the #1 strive to erase these things that are literally a part of life. Obviously, if you have an insecurity and you'd like to mute things, by all means, but I don't want it to be a thing where we feel like we have to, you know what I mean? Reviews are not valid if you don't wear the makeup for the entire day. I totally agree. Otherwise, it is simply just a first impressions, and I completely agree with that. That's why I specifically don't put review in my first impressions videos, because it's not a review. It is just me trying the product out. Sometimes it's like a case of like, I don't know, maybe it's a new Nomad palette or something like that. That is, I don't know why I said that, I guess because there is a new Nomad palette coming out, but it'll be a new Nomad palette or something. And I'm very familiar with Nomad Cosmetics, and I've used so many of their products, so I can get a pretty good idea of how I'm gonna feel about a product with one use only, but I still don't like to claim it's a review when it's my first time using something. If I've used it multiple times, or at the very least worn it for a full day, sure, but yeah. A review is not a first impression. You can get a very good first impression and a general vibe off of something, but it's not a thorough review in my opinion. There's no such thing as unflattering makeup. It's all about confidence. I agree with you to an extent, because part of what makes people think certain things are unflattering is just simply that they're not comfortable wearing certain things. However, I will say there are definitely certain things I could do to myself that would absolutely just be unflattering even if I had all the confidence in the world. Like if I were to like smear red lipstick all over my face, that's not very flattering, is it? But yeah, for the most part, I do agree with you. It really is just about telling yourself that you enjoy something and kind of getting more comfortable with it. One of my biggest pieces of advice for people who want to get into wearing colorful makeup more is just simply practicing wearing it, because part of the weariness that can stem from that is just simply not being used to seeing yourself with bright blue eyeshadow or a bright pink lip or whatever it is that's out of your comfort zone. Oof, this one I do not agree with. Matte skin is best. I like to be in control of where I'm glowing, and highlighter is easier than powder. And like, obviously not to yuck your yum. If you enjoy matte skin, by all means, but for me, dewy, glowy skin is the way to go. I'm someone who very much leans on the normal to dry skin range. And lately my skin's been extra dry. I think it's just because our weather's been crazy here lately in Florida. It's been going from cold to hot to dry to wet. It's going bonkers and my skin is feeling it. So I have been so extra dry lately and not looking my glowy self on the regular. And it's been a little harder to make myself glowy because my skin wants to be dry. Yeah, matte skin is not the best in my personal opinion. I feel like it just makes me look dry, not happy, not a good time. I'm gonna play with this lavender blush noir from Game Beauty. I might play a little bit with Panther. It's like a cute baby pink to kind of mix with it, but I'm gonna start with just the purple for now. Claiming anti-aging as a marketing ploy is ageist and problematic. You know, I agree with you there. That is very purple. I'm gonna definitely bring in a little bit of pink, at least for the nose region. Just stay with me. This is gonna be scary until it's not. I'm gonna use 2 different brushes so I can kind of dip back and forth. But yeah, everyone is gonna age. Everyone gets wrinkles. Everybody's skin changes. It just is a fact of life. And treating it as a problem is a problem in my opinion, especially because that sentiment is typically geared towards women. And it's like such a widespread thing that people think that men age amazingly and they just look better with age and the wrinkles make them look distinguished. But then when women get gray hair or wrinkles or anything of that nature, it's like such a problem. It's such an offense. And yeah, luxury makeup isn't half as good as affordable indie drugstore these days. Now, I don't really dabble in luxury makeup, partly because most of the brands are not cruelty free, but also just because I'm not willing to spend that kind of money on makeup that I know isn't gonna be as good. And from what I've seen from other people, it really isn't. It doesn't hold a candle to a lot of the indies and even affordable makeup out there. It's just, in my opinion, not worth the money, even though I've never spent my money on it. But just from what I know and what I am willing to spend my money on, I just know that that wouldn't be worth it for me. I just feel like you can get so much better for your dollar in other avenues. It's more so just like a, I don't want to say a status symbol, but it's more of like you want to own something from the brand, not so much that the quality of makeup is anything revolutionary. I like this mixture of the pink and lavender. It's pretty cute. I guess continuing on with the topic of cruelty-free, not being cruelty-free is lazy. I agree with you. I really do. I've been cruelty-free with my makeup for many a year now. I want to say since like 2018, maybe even 2017. It's been a while. And I will say at first it was not as easy, especially just because a lot of the accessible brands weren't cruelty-free at the time. There was a lot in the drugstore that for the most part wasn't. And I don't know, I would never want to necessarily judge somebody for just buying what's accessible because not everybody has the means to go out of what's literally within their town. Not everyone can order things online, but honestly, in this day and age, it's like, why aren't we all trying to actively make that kind of change? And I know that it's not that simple, but it really should be, you know? It really, really should be. I know there's a lot of discourse with cruelty-free and what's right, what's not correct. I just follow my own guts and do what my heart tells me to do. I just know for myself, personally, there's so much makeup out there and it wasn't that hard of a switch to just be conscious of what brands I'm buying from. And maybe part of it is ignorance. Not everybody understands this kind of stuff. I feel like I can't get my words right with this because I don't want to say something and you get mad at me. But I guess that's kind of the point of these hot takes anyways, is for us to have chats about all these different topics. But for me personally, I try not to judge other people's decision making, but I do think at this point in time, there's so much information out there. There are so many brands out there that are striving to do good things, and I do think that should matter a little bit more than it does. And I think that's where I will leave that. There's a cute little lighthearted one. Green is the best unconventional lip color. And I actually might have to agree with you. I think a really pretty like dark green or an olive green is just so stunning. Unless you consider black to be an unconventional lip color, then I would say black, but I do get down with a green. That or like a really dark blue. I think that can be really, really fun as well. Ooh, or purple. Purple might be a little easier to wear. And I don't like to use the word wearable, like I wear whatever I want, whenever I want, but purple might actually be my pick for best unconventional lip color because I feel like I can wear it and just feel like I'm going for a vampy vibe, not necessarily a colorful lip vibe, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but either green or purple would be my pick. I think for highlight, I'm gonna use one of the shadows in the Muse palette from Cosmic Brushes that I'm gonna use on my eyes today. Luster right there. Don't do that, do this. Can be toxic or hurtful. I feel like I know exactly what you're talking about, like those videos that you'll see pop up specifically on like TikTok or Instagram where it's like, don't do it like this, do it like this. Because really, there's no right or wrong way to do anything. Obviously, if you want to make a certain effect on your face, there are like techniques that will allow you to get to that result a little bit easier than others, but everyone's face is different, you know? We all look a little different. Our stuff all sits in slightly different spots. So to say like one thing is just blanket incorrect, yeah, that's not really correct. But at the end of the day, a lot of those are just clickbaity videos anyway. So it's just don't think too deep about it. Moving on to the eyes now. Like I mentioned, I am gonna use the Muse palette. I'm gonna start by first priming and then I'm gonna smear luster all over my lid. That'll also end up being my inner corner highlight, but a lot of the work I'm gonna do today is on my lower lash line. Eyebrow thinness or thickness should be based on your face and what looks best, not on trends. Totally, I totally agree with that. Some people, it just, I mean, I don't wanna say it suits your face more, but some people just feel more comfortable in a thin brow. Some people more of a full fluffy brow. Some people a nice dark bold brow. Some people something a little softer. It's all about your personal preference. If everyone did the exact same eyebrows at the same time, I feel like that would be very jarring if we all looked the same. There's not many interesting releases. I feel like it's all been done before and I'm bored. I feel that. I feel like I try to be very picky with what I'm willing to buy and try out just because so much of it has been done before. I have it 100 times over. I don't want to use things just for the sake of using them. I want to actually be enjoying them. The Muse palette that I'm using right now, this is one of the first palettes I've purchased myself in quite a while, just because it was amazing and I had to have it. It's so pretty, and I also really wanted to try this brand because a lot of people have been hyping them up. This is so pretty all over the lid and like merged with that highlight. It's so cool. So yeah, I agree. There's a lot more boring than there is interesting. I will agree with you there. So for my lower lash line, I'm gonna start by first smoking out my waterline with this milk pencil, and then I'm gonna use a clean brush to smudge it out. Brands like Almay and Physicians Formula and brands with no shade range need to die. Yeah, probably. Like if you're not willing to cater to a wide variety of people, like we don't need you anymore at all. I don't know if we ever did need you. It was kind of just, maybe we didn't know how to speak up about it back then, but yeah, I totally agree. You don't need to be around anymore. You're not serving a purpose. And for the people you do have a shade for, There's a million other brands that also have your shade, but also then some for other people as well. So now I'm going to kind of smudge Rosewood right on top of what I just did, and then I'm gonna blend it out with Petal. These TikTok influencers only care about selling products rather than giving genuine reviews. Now, I'll be honest, I don't spend that much time on makeup TikTok, I really don't. I post my little tutorials on there, but that's kind of the extent of makeup TikTok that I partake in personally. It's just not my preferred platform to like get makeup knowledge from, if that makes sense. Like I like to post makeup inspo, and I'm down to see other people's makeup inspo, but as far as like an actual review, that's not the place for it for me. I use TikTok for funny cat videos personally. From what I've seen, I can agree with you there. It's a lot about getting the content out really fast, kind of just jumping on the trends really quick, which can be with all of the social media platforms, but because TikTok is such quick form content, I feel like you're able to just really push out these specific things that you're trying to sell rather than have other useful knowledge. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's just what I've gathered from what I've seen and discourse that I've heard from other people as well. It's definitely not my personal preferred platform for gaining information. I love the way these look all blended together. It's so pretty. I am gonna be doing a winged liner today as well, so I'm cool if this kind of goes out a little bit because my wing will kind of flow with that anyway. Not reviewing something you hate is not the same as a negative review. Buyers need influencer advocacy. I honestly am not quite sure what you mean there. I don't know personally anyone who thinks that not reviewing something is the same as a negative review. I know for me, there's certain things that I don't try just because I'm not interested in them. The only scenario I can personally think of for myself, if I like found out I hated something but decided not to review it, is maybe if it was like an influencer collab, just because I would feel, I don't know, just kind of icky doing that. Like I'd almost rather just not talk about it at all, but I haven't even like run into that personally. That's just the only instance I can think of. Because yeah, I totally agree. I feel like it's also important to talk about the things we don't like on top of the things that we do. But personally, I don't know anybody who thinks that not reviewing something is the same as a negative review. And maybe I'm misunderstanding there, but that's how I'm interpreting it. I'm gonna use the shade Whisper now and kind of smudge that on the front part of my lower lash line. I'm just gonna use that pencil brush from before. I'm just gonna wipe it off. Most people look better with makeup on. Ooh, that's a spicy take. I don't think I agree with you there, but that's just because I personally don't wear makeup with the intention of trying to look better. I do it because it's fun and makes me feel good and creative. And I think humans are just beautiful. And I don't agree that people look better with makeup on. Do I love seeing a killer eyeshadow look? Absolutely. But it didn't necessarily make you look better. It just makes you look artsy and expressive, and that makes me happy too. I love this. I love that so much. I'm gonna pop some more luster in my inner corner before we start doing some winged liner. Celebrity makeup is just a money grab. You know, I agree, but I try to avoid the terms like cash grab and money grab as much as I can, just because at the end of the day, they're all businesses. They're all trying to make money, you know? But most celebrity makeup, I do sense a lot of lack of passion. Some of them I really can feel the passion, like with Fenty, with Rare Beauty, with About Face. Like those are some examples of brands that I like truly feel like the owners are connected to the brand, but there are other brands that I don't feel it, but that's obviously just up to interpretation. You wear false lashes because you can't blend. I feel like as someone who loves to wear false lashes but have lately been experimenting more with just mascara really over the last like month or so, like I haven't been wearing false lashes hardly at all. I feel like people that adamantly don't like false lashes are more pressed about it than people that wear false lashes. Like people that wear false lashes on the regular do not care in the slightest if you don't, but people who don't wear false lashes ever get really passionate about people who do. It's like people who have tattoos don't care if you don't have tattoos, but people who don't have tattoos hate other people with tattoos. Obviously that's generalizing, not everyone's gonna fit under that umbrella, but I totally do not agree that people only wear false lashes because they can't blend. I feel like false lashes can just really dramify a look even more. I don't know if that's a word, dramatize, I don't know. I'm making up words now. But I mean, I'm sure there are some people, they like hide behind their false lashes, but in some cases the false lashes can really enhance and add even more to a look. And just because you said that, I think I'm gonna wear false lashes today, even though it's been a while. I'm going to start doing my winged liner now. I will not be able to talk while I do this. So I'm just going to drag it out towards my tail, swoop it inwards like so. Kind of connect it a little bit. I need to build in this middle a little bit more. And fill this in, kind of coloring in the lines. A little messily, I'll perfect it more when I can have my mirror super close to my face. Extend the tail a little bit. But yeah, this is my rough draft of my liner. I'm gonna do the other one and then I'll come back and we'll chat some more about some hot takes. Beauty Talk is just a replay of 2017, 2018 beauty YouTube. It really is, isn't it? I don't think that's a hot take though. I think we all kind of mutually agree with that. But you know, that's just how it goes. Trends cycle in and out. It happens. I honestly don't mind it because like some of those were just like such throwbacky like days, you know? So I'm not mad about it. I think it's cute. Kind of see the trends kind of cycle in and out like that. Contouring is making everyone's face look the same instead of celebrating all face shapes. I mean, if everyone's doing it the exact same way, sure. But contouring isn't a one size fits all. There's so many ways to manipulate your features, even to enhance the features you already have. Like, yes, you can use contouring to kind of change things completely, but you can also use contouring to enhance what you already have. So I guess I semi-disagree with you there. Like, in a sense, like if everyone does the exact same techniques, yeah, everyone could end up looking fairly similar vibes, but I personally am not really seeing that. I feel like everyone's kind of got their own way of doing things, you know? But maybe I pay attention to a variety of people. I don't know. And I think I'll just do this last one before I head off camera to do my lips and lashes, since lashes seemed like a triggering topic. I'm just kidding, by the way. If you sent that one in, I'm not picking on you. The last one that I'll do is the community is not full of snakes. You just gotta find the right peeps. And I totally agree with you there. I can't stand it when people say that the community is so toxic, because it's only toxic due to the people that you pay attention to. It doesn't have to be. For some of us, it's just a fun little corner of the internet to play with makeup and hang out with like-minded people. For some people, it's absolutely awful, horrible, but it doesn't have to be that way. So I'm gonna leave that here. I'm going to finish up, throw on my wig, lips, lashes, all that good stuff, and I'll be back when I'm complete. Here's how my final look turned out. I love this. I feel like a whimsical little fairy. I love all of the pops of lavender. This is just so my vibe right now, and I'm loving it. I love this so much. I like the combination of kind of the sultry smokiness with the bright pastel-y pops. I did add some glitter, by the way. I meant to add this earlier and then I forgot. This is from Apocalyptic Beauty called Bunnies in Bloom. It's kind of a mixture of flowers, and there's some bunnies in here as well, like some bigger bunnies. But I just threw on some flowers. I thought it would be cute. The lashes I threw on are from Salem Cosmetics. They're called Blood and Tears. I really like how curly and fluffy they are. I think they're really cute. And then on my lips, I just threw a gloss on, no lip pencil or anything. This is Lavender Sorbet from Lawless. I like it mostly clear, but there is just this slightest little lavender tint to it, and I thought it would go with this look, and I love it. So yeah, let's zoom out and finish up this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I feel so good in this look. I think it is so cute and springy, and it makes me very happy. I would love to hear your thoughts on the products that I used today. What do you think of my look? Again, let's chat about some of the things that were discussed in this video. I would love to hear if you agree or disagree with any of my thoughts or any of the thoughts that were said in general. Let's just chat down below. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave some flower emojis? Because the little flower glitters, I feel like, are the star of the show. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me on my other socials. You can join the BattyBean fam. I am BattyBean on everything: Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you want, you can subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I'm posting most days here as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye. Hopefully we don't get any crybabies in the comments. Please and thank you. This is not that deep. Let's not get offended. and lose our minds over makeup related things.